Sergeant Singleton called me and let me know that the prosecution's case is in shambles.
The prosecutor's office kind of bungled the case as a result of some things that happened internally in the state attorney's office, which is like inconceivable to me, but apparently they happen.
Sergeant Singleton said, "Do you remember the secretary that you met in the prosecution's office?" I said, "Yeah, I had some memories of the lady." He said, "Well, because of her, the case has been fucked up because she had phone sex with Rivi, the prosecution's star witness."
Ayala struck up a relationship with one of the secretaries for the lead prosecutor. He was giving them gifts, inappropriate gifts, and allegedly having phone sex with her on the phone, resulting in her dismissal, 2 other secretaries being dismissed. The state attorney's office had to recuse themselves.
Singleton was absolutely livid. Rivi from the county jail, he had been calling the secretary's phone collect. And during the course of them building up a friendship, which was beyond the lines of secretarial duties, their friendship evolved into a phone sex sort of thing, where she would go into her little cubicle or whatnot, and she would have phone sex with Rivi, and at the same time, she would be masturbating. There was even one secretary who baked a cake for Rivi and had her husband, a Miami-Dade police officer, personally deliver the cake to Rivi in the county jail. The husband was lame to the fact that his wife had fallen in love with a convicted murderer with 40 murders on his resume.
It became known as the phone sex scandal of the state attorney's office. They determined that Rivi had been compromised so much by this phone sex scandal that it was really tenuous whether it should even proceed. The case rested and fell on Rivi's testimony. And if he's compromised as far as his credibility, then his testimony couldn't be believed.
The state basically had a plea bargain with the Godmother.
She pled guilty to second degree and I forget, 16-year sentence or something like that.
So she went from a death penalty case of potentially putting her on Florida's death row to a plea bargain, a 20-year sentence for 3 murders, which meant with time that she had already served preparing for her trial, she was going to be out in 60 months, which is 5 years.
Riverita created the case and destroyed the case. I don't know, maybe he did it on purpose.
It was no conspiracy, to spring Griselda out of jail in this dramatic fashion. So it was just an office slut type situation.
I never really had a heart-to-heart discussion with him as how you could do something so incredibly stupid to totally fuck up a good prosecution.
I talked to Al about it, and he was incensed because he knew that they had an airtight case against the Godmother.
It was incredibly disappointing and frustrating because I thought the case still could have been prosecuted.
This was completely preventable.
Sometimes people take the path of least resistance, and that's what happened here.
But if it had not been for phone sex with Rivi, Griselda would be doing, at the very minimum, life and probably death.
It's beyond bizarre. There's no question about that. It's beyond bizarre.